Today we're going to be drawing equations with variables on both sides, and we're going to use a model. So go ahead and draw the key. All of your models that you're going to be using for drawing equations will have a key. Today's key, we're going to be using a green circle, and that's going to be equal to 1. We're going to use a green triangle, and that will be equal to an x. A red circle is going to be equal to a -1, and a red triangle is going to be equal to a -x. So using that key, I've created this equation. 2 green triangles, 3 red circles equal a red triangle and a red circle. So go ahead and draw this model on your notes. If we have 2 green triangles, that's going to represent 2 x's. If we have 3 red circles, those are 3 -1s, which are equal to -3. We'll keep our equal sign. I have 1 red triangle, which represents a -x, and a 1 red circle is going to be equal to -1. So this model represents the equation 2x minus 3 equals -x minus 1. So we're going to use these models to figure out the values of our variables today. So how we do that is we start building our equations using our key. So let's go ahead and draw this next model. As you can see, we've got 2 green triangles, which is 2x. We have 3 red circles, so that's -3, because each one of those red circles is a -1. We have our equal sign. Then we have -2x, because we have 2 red triangles. And then we have a green circle, so that's a +1. Now, the first thing we always want to do is we want to get all of our x's together. So we want to somehow get all of these triangles together on the left-hand side, because our goal is going to be to get triangles on the left and circles on the right. So if I want triangles over on the left-hand side of my equation, then what I'm going to do is the same thing if I wanted to move numbers. I'm going to use the inverse operations. So the inverse of 2 red triangles would be 2 green triangles. And remember, since it's a balance scale, whatever I'm modeling on the left, I'm going to have to do on the right. So a red and a green cancel out, because that's a negative and a positive, a negative and a positive. You've created 0 pairs. So what it looks like in the equation is that I'm adding 2 positive x's to both sides. So my resulting model looks like this. I now have 4 green triangles, or 4 x's, because 2x plus another 2x gives you 4x. I still have my 3 red circles, so that's -3 in the equation. I have my equal sign still, and I still have my 1 green circle, so that equals 1. Now, this looks like a 2-step equation that we've solved before. So the next thing we would do is we want to use the inverse of the circles, because my circles are I still have circles on the left, so I want to move them over to the right. So the inverse of my red circles would be green circles. And I'm going to add 3 green circles to both sides. That's the same thing as adding 3 to both sides of the equation. Remember, reds and greens are positives and negatives, so they cancel out. So now my model has in it 4 green triangles, or 4 x's, equaling 4 green circles, or a 4, because 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, I want to figure out what each one of these x's is worth. So in my model, I want to know what is the value of each triangle. How many circles is each triangle worth? And since it's 4 triangles equaling 4 circles, I know that each triangle represents 1 circle. In my equation, how I could solve that is the way we've been doing it before. You guys already know this. We would divide both sides by the coefficient, or 4, to get the value. So in the problem, 1 triangle equals 1 circle, or x equals 1.